Hello everyone, and we are here, we're truly into 2018, 2017 is in the dust, it is nothing to me, 2017 is gone, it's nothing but 2018, and I hope you're all well, and in a way I kind of hope you're suffering as much as I am, being back at work or at school or wherever you are. This week has been a hard week to adjust, getting back into the swing of things, but I'm getting there, back to training, back at it. And before this week's episode, I have a very special announcement. Coming up at the end of this month, the 28th of January, I will be competing in DKW's 30-man Bulfin Rumble. The same day as the actual Royal Rumble, it's going to be a full day of Rumbles. That's right, Dropkick's 30-man Bulfin Rumble, my very first in-ring competition for Dropkick. So it's a very special day for me. Looking forward to it. And if you're just like me, you're feeling the effects of the after Christmas spending spree. You know, payday's looking a long way away. I'm talking a couple of weeks. You don't know how you're going to make it through the month. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel to save your pennies. And that is why I've negotiated a cut price deal with Mr. DKW himself, Mr. Dropkicks, Lucas Jackson. And I want all of you to be part of this special day for me. This special day, the very first wrestling match for Dropkicks. So, in the next couple of days, I'll be releasing a promo video ahead of the event. And this is where I'll be releasing more details regarding a promotional offer. Keep your eyes out on the Wrestling with Success Facebook page, as well as the Dropkick DKW Facebook page, to ensure that you do not miss out. Get yourself a discounted ticket. Come to see my very first in-ring debut for Dropkicks Wrestling, and I promise everyone that this Rumble I will last at least 5 minutes. Heck, I might even eliminate someone. Heck, I might win the thing. Who knows? You got to turn up to find out. And no, you don't have to like me or want to come see me. There's 30 other guys. Well, 29 other guys, if I can get my maths right. There's 29 other guys and girls in that Rumble, so at least you can enjoy them and boo me. But this is a discounted price. If you were thinking about going and save yourself some money, this month is tough for everyone. So, like I said, I'll be releasing a promotional video this week on my Facebook page, where I will release the details on how to get a discounted ticket for that event. But apart from that, guys, enough of that announcement. Now for this week's episode.
Welcome to Wrestling with Success, the best and only podcast for the wrestlers of tomorrow. Please welcome your host, Nigel? Oh, right. Your host and future champion, Neil McMillan.
Yeah.
So, guys and girls and wrestling fans worldwide, welcome to episode 30 of the Wrestling with Success podcast, the Big 3-0. And this week, I'm sitting down with a veteran, a guy with a solid 24 years of wrestling under his belt, a guy who has more muscles than he knows what to do with, a guy who struggles to remove his entrance robe due to the size of his biceps, triceps and forearms. That's right, this week we are kicking off 2018 with a bang. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to bring to you Muscles Mansfield. Hello sir, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. Wow, 24 years, it's 25 years this year actually.
25 years. Well, it's good to round it off.
25 years in April, yeah.
Wow.
I started 1993 back in Hammerlock. The original days of Hammerlock.
Back then, is that so? That's where it all started, back in 1993.
That's when it all started, back in 1993, April 1993.
Wow.
Bit of background on that, if you want.
Yeah, no, definitely. Tell us where it all kicks off for you.
It all kicked off. Well, first of all, it started when I first fell in love with the business, or first fell in love with the wrestling, is I was at school in 1990, long time ago. This is episode 30, right? The big 30.
It is.
I just turned the big 40. So in 1990, I was at school, secondary school, and people were going on about the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 6 it was, between the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. I thought, what's all this fuss about? Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. I remember the days of Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks and Kendo Nagasaki, like when I saw the British stuff on television back in the 80s. That's how I remembered wrestling. But then there was this big bang, like the WWF at the time, with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. I thought, what's all this big fuss about? So I thought, okay, I see what the big fuss about. People at school were talking about it. And then it sort of died off, and then went around a friend's house and I watched the Royal Rumble, 91. Okay. Great pay-per-view, great Rumble, loved it. And then ever since then I got hooked. And then Dad took me to the Battle Royal at the Albert Hall. Okay. And that's when I saw that, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I knew exactly what I wanted to do at that age. I was about 13 at the time.
Oh wow! So you're quite young when you started, then?
Yeah, I was quite young when I got interested in it. Really big. I was interested in it when I was watching the World of Sport. That's when I was interested in it then, and then of course it did die off. It got bought off the air, and I didn't understand at the time because I was such a young age why it got pulled off the air. Which is, I thought it was a shame back then for the British wrestling to be pulled off the air. It's the Canadians and Americans that looked up to the British wrestlers, because the Canadians and the Americans wanted to be like the British wrestlers, wanted to be like Johnny Saint, and they were their heroes and all them. You know what I mean? They wanted to be like them as well, or like that's where they wanted to learn their craft from. I'd imagined, or that's the stories I've heard, and that's the stories I stick by to because I'm a British wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And that was back in the days when kayfabe still exists.
Exactly.
You didn't know the ins and outs of the stories.
That's right, absolutely. So, a couple of years on, 93, saw this school on the Big Breakfast. And they were like advertising, saying, yeah, come down to a school. And I think, oh, wow, where's this school? I want to know where this school was. And my dad saw an advert in the Kent Messenger. Got me a clipping, rang the number, rest is history. 25 years later, I'm still going. Just about.
Oh, wow. So was there many other training schools around at the time that you knew of, or was that...
No, that was the only one that I knew of, was that one. When my dad saw the clipping, rang the number. It was based down in Folkestone, in a lock-up garage. Andre Baker ran it. I met some great people along the way. And the people that started off at the same time with me as well was like unbelievable. Like Dean AS, remember when he started off, he got into the ring a bit and wrestled a bit, and then decided no, wrestling's not for him. So he thought we'd go to do the MCing and things like that. And now he's a fully fledged commentator as well on IPW, doing for that. Great friend of mine, Dean AS, wealth of knowledge behind him as well, unbelievable. But there you go.
Good. Yeah. So I mean, do you remember your very first training session?
Yeah.
You know, turning up to this parking lot out in Folkestone, your dad taking you, must have been a bit daunting at the time.
Yeah, it was. It was like it turned up in there. It was like it was a lock-up garage. It was, and this ring was like the ring was hard. It weren't no mats. The ring was just.
Oh really? Wow.
The matted for the ring was like carpet and underlay. That was the matting for the ring.
Oh, well, so you learnt the hard way.
Yeah, I learnt the hard way, the proper hard way. When it was cold, it was cold. When it was hot, it was hot. When you asked where the toilets were, you said it's just round the back. You said, well, it's an alleyway. You said, that's the toilets. So that was the hard way.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, looking at training now and, seeing current trainees turning up, things are a lot different. Obviously, you say about the mats and obviously, the environment, but... Do you see a lot of differences from training back then to what training's like now?
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely. In the training nowadays, in a lot of schools, I mean, there's so many good schools about. There's so many schools that are trying to get the message across and trying to get a message across to the new students of the game. It's sort of like they want to try and tighten up on what they want to do. I mean, when I got taught, my teaching was absolutely brilliant. I couldn't fault Andre for teaching me what he taught me. You know, he taught us in a way that he knew that he wanted to make it real, make it look real. And to make punters second guess themselves or second guess like, actually, is this real or is this actually fake? You know what I mean? I define the word fake as like, are they actually hitting each other or is this real? Are they in a proper competition? You know? But nowadays, a training school is like, it's more opened up. You're not insulting people's intelligence and things like that. But again, at a training school, some of these training schools, they still want that element of making it look real, which I believe it should be. Like you want to make them, you ain't want to punters second guess themselves as well. You know what I mean? Just to blur the lines a little bit more. But yeah, the training schools from back when I started to now, they've come a long way. I mean, there's so many good training schools about. And I've been to a couple. I still try and keep my hand in on a few training schools. Spotlight or it was formerly known as IPW. I mean, that's a good training school. Knuckle Locks, which Darryl Allen runs. That's a good training school as well. I've just been down to John Moore's school, an EWW Academy. He's getting there as well. He's got great ideas that he wants to put across the students and get the students, to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you mentioned as well about the fact you want to blur the lines. You want to try to make things look a little like things are kind of real, so punters do second guess themselves. And one bit of advice, I think it was Al Snow who said that there's so much wrestlers now. Everything just looks like a routine, as if it's all perfect. It's lovely. Flip.
Yeah.
It's all nice. It's almost like a dance, which I get in some ways, and I think wrestling fans are used to it now. But it shouldn't always be like that. I don't think it should be a case of it shouldn't be dance. It should be, it can take one hit to look real, and it changes the punter's mindset. They want to forget it's fake, don't they?
They want to forget it's fake. It's the suspension of disbelief, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
You want to disbelieve that it's he's actually staged. You want to suspend that disbelief of people. You want to put that doubt in people's minds. You think, actually, this is not a dance. This is not a routine. It should never look like it's a routine. It shouldn't. When wrestlers work out spots or do spots, you shouldn't make it look like it is a spot, although you know it is a spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It look like a real fight. I mean, if you see a real fight,
real competition. Yeah,
it looks terrible. A real fight, an actual real scrap.
Yeah,
it looks ugly as anything. But I know what you mean. So I mean, who was the main person that you looked up to when you were growing up? Who was your kind of inspiration? Who was your main guy, wrestling wise?
Wrestling wise, I would say when I was young and I didn't understand much about wrestling, I didn't understand about the techniques of it. It was back in the 80s, I looked up to Big Daddy because Big Daddy was this bright, colourful character.
Yeah.
But now looking back at it now, who I love the most, I say would be Rollerball Rocco.
Oh, right, okay.
Rollerball Rocco, he was great. When I watch some of the back of his stuff now, he was way ahead before his time, and it's a shame because if it was about now, he would have been having some outstanding matches with a lot of the talent that's about now. So he was one of my inspirations when I understood the wrestling a bit more. On the American side, that was the British side. On the American side, it was Hulk Hogan, of course, because he had the gift, didn't he? You know what I mean? He had the sayings, like to get you hooked.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what you needed. You need to get hooked, and he had it all hooked. He had you hooked from day one, as soon as you saw him. And then looking at it now, I mean, the inspiration back in the 90s was Bret Hart, because he was a wrestler, and he knew he brought out competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He made it look like a competition. He made it look like, this is like a fight, and it made matches mean something. If you think he was going left, he'll swerve and go right. Yeah,
exactly. So back to what we were talking about, not making it look like a routine, making it look like a fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you still watch the current product now, or are you kind of keeping your eyes just on the British scene? Yeah.
No, I mean, I try and keep my eye on a lot of the British scene. The British scene is it's gone tenfold from when I was wrestling more back then. I mean, the British scene is unbelievably hot now. I mean, you've got so many great promotions, like Billy Wood's taking over at IPW, which he's doing really well at. Progress, wow, what Progress have done.
Yeah.
A British company that started off British company, and they never used Americans to start off with, and where they've got to now. I mean, they're doing Wembley this year, Wembley Arena. Wow, a British company doing Wembley Arena. Mark Dallas up in Scotland, again part of the British wrestling scene, or he classes as a Scottish wrestling scene, but he's doing absolutely brilliant. Doing the Hydro 2 years in a row now.
Wow.
In the SSE Hydro. I mean, if British wrestling ain't hot now, you know what I mean? It's like in the WWE,
exactly.
He's like looking at the British wrestling scene, thinking, okay, this is where the talent's coming from, is Britain. So, you know what I mean? I mean, my mate, I call him a mate, he's a friend, or that I've travelled to America with, is Finn Bella or Fergal Devitt. So I remember with him when he started off in Hammerlock.
Oh wow!
Back in 2003, I went and done an NWA anniversary tour. In Parkersburg, West Virginia. That was a blast. It was me, Johnny Moss, Paul Tracy, and Fergal Devitt went over there and done it. It was that was a great time, great experience. But
wow.
Fergal, he's doing really well for himself, and I'm really pleased. And I always keep an eye on the WWE to see how he's getting on.
Yeah, especially if you know him so closely like that as well, having work with them.
Yeah, of course, Mossy, he started off a school up in Cumbria, which he's like gone tenfold, and the WWE's looked at him, and he's out now doing it in the Performance Centre.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Oh, wow. There's a few people you know quite high up then, huh?
Yeah, but I know them, but it's just staying in contact with them, which is very hard. And it's a shame, because I've seen so many people come and go, and I've met so many great people. It's just hard, and you just lose contact. And you know, it's life that gets in the way as well a lot of the times. And you think I should keep in contact with them, or try and keep in contact with them. And you just end up don't. And you're just like, oh wow, he's doing well, and oh yeah, he's doing brilliant. You know what I mean? And you're like, your paths cross. You know what I mean? You think, oh wow, it's good to see you again. You know.
So I mean, being being 25 years into the business, have you noticed that as you're getting older, it takes a little bit longer for your body to recover? Like, what have I got to look forward to when I get older? Does it get worse? Does it get easier? Do you kind of understand your body a little bit more as you get older, or
when you're younger and you've started wrestling, you think you can do everything, you can do flips, you can do triple moonsaults, you can do backflips, you can do this, that, and you can do bumps here and there and everywhere. When you're younger, as years go on, you'll learn and you'll find out why. I mean, for myself, I've dislocated and fractured my elbow, my right elbow. Dislocated my little finger. Both my knees are gone. They're cracking and creaking, and my back's gone. After I do a match, I've just done a match recently for LDN for PJ. Paul Jerome.
Okay, yeah.
Sad story. Died of epilepsy. It's absolutely sad. But I've done a tribute show for him, and I wrestled Alan Lee Travis.
Alan Lee.
And he goes 100 miles an hour. And I'm trying to slow him down, but he wanted to go 100 miles an hour.
Just trying to grab him and stop him.
And I just stepped to I just said, okay. After the match, I come back and I was dead. I was absolutely dead. But I think I was suffering from cold as well. That made it worse. But I wanted to be there and do it. Next morning, I couldn't move for about an hour before I had to get up for work.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. I can imagine. I felt that after the Christmas period. I had 2 weeks off, and then went back to training last week, and I felt like I was run over by a small lorry or something. But talking of recovery time as well, and putting your body through the mill. I understand you've got an upcoming marathon coming up, and I know you've mentioned Paul Jerome as well, and it's in dedication, in tribute to Paul Jerome as well, isn't it?
Yes. I am. This is the 5th London Marathon I'm doing.
5th?
I've done 4. Yeah, 5th London Marathon.
Good grief, man. Good grief.
I've done 4. I wanted to do 10, but I don't think I'll be able to make it to 10. Last year I pulled out a good time, like one of my best times I've done. To be honest with you, I do hardly any training for it.
Yeah.
I keep saying to myself I should do more and more training, but the times I put in, I shouldn't be putting in the times for the amount of training I've done.
Yeah.
Last year my best time, it was like 4 hours 44 minutes.
Wow, that's good going.
but then I was dead after that. And then because I thought, should I do it next year? Should I do it next year? I thought, no, I need a rest. I can't do it. And then obviously when, of course, the sad story of Paul Jerome passed away, I think, okay, I've got to do this one. So I'm going to do it for epilepsy. It's all going to go to a good cause. I want to thank Carl Edward Trotter for managing to get me a place for the past 5 years. It's an honour to run a London Marathon. You know, people try every year to get into a London Marathon, and I've just got in, thanks to Carl Edward Trotter. So I just want to put that across. Say thank you.
Yeah, definitely, and on behalf of Paul as well. I mean, I didn't know Paul personally, but I know from seeing everything on social media and people who I know of, he was highly thought of throughout all the wrestling locker rooms I've been in, and it's very admirable. And definitely let me know any sort of donation link, for the cause.
Yes, I will. Yeah,
I'll be very happy to contribute, and hopefully some of the listeners will too. Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to. We'll get a Just Giving page put up. There is another wrestler, one of my other trainees, or my old trainees, back in LDN, Martin Daniel Kelly. He's or Pastor William Eva. He's going to run it for epilepsy as well, because he knew Paul Jerome. So any donations would be grateful to go towards that great cause.
Yeah, definitely.
In memory of Paul Jerome.
I mean, last year I did the Tough Mudder event, which I actually enjoyed it. I was dreading it and not looking forward to it at all. But I have been intrigued by the marathon. But is it actually as hard as what people say? I mean,
it is.
People say you hit a wall. Do you hit a wall as you're running through it?
Yeah, I mean, when I hit the wall, it's been about 20, 21 miles. I've hit the wall, and I just can't go. I mean, my mind says I want to go, but my leg says, "No, you're not going anywhere, son." You're not moving, and you want to sprint, especially when you're doing the last 200 metres.
Yeah,
you just want to sprint for it, and it's not going. It's not happening. You're trying to sprint. You're pulling these unbelievable funny faces, like thinking, "Is someone going to catch me on camera with this funny face of mine?"
No, fair play, man. I personally don't think I could do it. 26 miles is a long time. Time. At least with like other obstacle courses, you got stuff in between, but just solid running for 26 miles. I mean, well done, sir. Well done. Because I was certainly 5 as well. I would be lucky to do 1. So fair enough.
I mean, Martin Daniel Kelly, he's more. He done a London Marathon last year, and he put in an unbelievable time. He done a sub 4 hours, and I think, hello.
Jesus,
this year I'm going to pull my socks up now.
Yeah, you got time to beat now.
Mind you, he's younger than me, so I'm hoping the age thing can be an excuse.
So did you do one with the Dohertys?
Yeah, I've done one of the Dohertys. I think it was one of the. I think the first year I done it. It was one with one Doherty. I think it was the second year both of them ran it. But with a London Marathon, you just got to run your own race. So you can just meet up with them at the start, but then you're in your own. You're in your own mind.
Otherwise, if they're slower than you, you've got to worry about them. If they're quicker than you, you don't want to have to catch up and try and keep up with them. Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only reason I say this is the last training session I had was Gary Doherty. He asked all trainees to partner up and play in a 5-minute match when he took the session, which we all done. We all playing our matches. Then right at the end, when we were set to show and tell, he changed all our partners. And we had to call all our matches on the fly. As being in the business 25 years, surely that's got to have happened to you. You turn up to shows and somebody tells you, you're going to go on with this guy, and then all of a sudden, you go out to the ring and then another guy comes out. Does that kind of situation happen to you a lot?
It hasn't happened to me, like, just as my ring music's going to start, by the way, you're wrestling this person. That hasn't happened to me. I don't think that does happen quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because I like to make sure that who you're wrestling is there.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there is a contingency plan in case a wrestler's running late. Or you could be on this, you could be doing that, you could be doing this. You don't know. So if a wrestler turns up late, you could be just going. You could just be walking in the door and you're like, do this, right, and go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of times where I've been caught in traffic and I've turned up late and I've literally had about 30 minutes to get ready and changed. I'm finding out I'm on first. I think, oh no, I'm on first.
Yeah.
Get changed quick. And And as soon as I'm getting changed, just talk, and then that's it. We went out and done what we had to do. Like, you might do this, we might do that, might do this, might do that, and then the rest I just, if I'm the heel, I can just, it's easy for me because I'll just play it all by ear.
Yeah.
And then that's where your communication is important in the ring. And you just got to watch and learn and listen and like making sure your ring awareness as well. You just got to make sure what you're doing, and just, I mean, the most important thing to do is just to relax. Because if you tense up, and like, that's when you'll get flustered. So the most important thing is to relax.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the most important thing you've got to do.
Well, I mean, like, that's why I bring it up, because at the training session as well, when he said that, I was kind of like a deer in the headlights, and I went in there with one of the other guys, and I don't know whether it was my hearing or the guy was really quiet. I think it was my hearing, but he was trying to call spots on the fly, and I for the life of me I couldn't hear him at all. But luckily we managed to get through it. But there was at least 10-20 seconds where I just froze. And it was the first time I've really been put in that situation where you got to call it on the fly and call a match. Obviously that is part of learning. I completely understand that, but I was just wanted to see if you got any tips for her as well. If you lose your spot in a match, you get flustered. What's the best way to kind of stop it, calm it down?
If you lose your spot in the match and you're flying about, just go into a corner. Go into a corner and just have a bit of time out. Like, okay, I've lost here, and like, where am I going now? Like, go into a corner or go into a rest hold. You think, right, what we doing next? What we doing this? Like, it's the communication.
Yeah,
that's all you got to do. The most important part in a match as well, which people forget about, is a referee.
Yeah.
People think, oh, well, he's just a ref, but no, actually, a ref is part of your communication as well. If you're nowhere near to communicate with the other worker or the other wrestler, then who else can you communicate that you can get near to?
Very good point.
The referee.
Very good point. There's that experience. I like it.
If you're in a one-on-one match, the most important match is that third person is the referee. If you're in a tag match, again, the most important person in that match, that fifth person, is the referee. The referee isn't just there to make the 3 counts; he's there to make their match as well.
Yeah. Good advice. Good advice. So, I mean,
if you have an experienced referee, he'll know that.
Yeah, it'll make it a lot easier for you, make you feel more comfortable. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So, being in the wrestling business 25 years, you must have some stories. Anything you want to share with us at all?
Justin Richards. You heard of Justin Richards? British National Amateur Champion.
Okay,
we was tagging up quite a lot, and we was teaming up quite a lot. And at the time, I didn't have a gimmick. And we was always losing. As a tag team, we was always losing. We considered ourselves the best losing tag team in Hammerlock Wrestling. Andre turned around and said to us, right, you're winning. I says, what? This is you're winning. I says, we can't. This is, why not? This is, you're established. I says, no, we want to keep the record going. We want to lose.
Yeah.
So every match we done, we lost. And we thrived on losing. Because it was brilliant. Because the crowd loved it. The punters loved it. Because we always lost. And the punters loved it. We never won a match as a tag team.
Oh, wow. Oh, fair enough. Well, even to this day?
Even to this day, we never won a match as a tag team. Justin, bless his heart, he's out in China now. He lost a bit of heart in the business. And last year he went to Lucha. Before he went back. And he rang me up. He says, Ad, mate. I says, what? I says, I think I fall in love with the business. I says, that's great news. That's brilliant news. Absolutely brilliant. But the trouble is, there's one thing. He says, what's that? I says, you're buggering off back to China tomorrow. So how can you do anything now? The gimmick as well, the Muscles Mansfield character, how that came about, it was weird because me and Justin were tagging up against Tansy Cook and Alex Shane in Gillingham. And I didn't have a gimmick. I was trying to try and get a gimmick for myself. Didn't really have a gimmick. I was like 9 stone soaking wet, and I was like just flexing my biceps, and people were laughing at me. And I think, well, what? Okay. Then we went, done the show, had a great match. I can remember I'd done a drop kick, and it ended up Justin and Alex just went, oh, and I think, what are you going all about? Like, you almost took Tansy's head off. I said, I didn't even touch her, I don't think, and Tansy said it was fine. So it must have been good for them to go, what you done? Like, Jesus Christ, you know. It was a great match, a brilliant match, and it weren't filmed, which was a sod, and we'd love to have seen it. So we took the ring down at Gillingham. It was about 2:00 in the morning, and I think it was June time, and a song come on. It was Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Andre looked at me and he says, that's it. I'm going, what? That's it. He says, went upstairs, brought down this robe, this blue robe with stars all over it, one of his old robes. Sold it to me, had it. He says, your surname is Mansfield. You could be Muscles Mansfield. You could be thinking that you're massive and you've got all these muscles underneath this robe, and when you reveal yourself, you actually haven't. So you're getting in there first with the gimmick.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
You know, because you're thinking you've got these big muscles, but the crowd says, the punters know that you haven't got the muscles, but you're actually there. So you're actually winding them up because you want to show them your muscles and you haven't got muscles.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I could run with this. I could go with this. In the back of my mind, I hated it. I didn't want to do it. I absolutely hated it. I was dreading it. I said to Justin, I hated it. I didn't want to do it. So we debuted it at Margate. Hated it. But I just went with it. And there's time gone on. I just stuck it out. And it worked.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some a video of it as well. And the best way was it? I've got a video here on YouTube that I saw of Muscle Mansfield versus John Ryan. And it.
Oh yes.
What was this? Was this like what? Is it a TV show or?
It was. Yeah, that was for Transatlantic Wrestling Challenge at the time. It was called. It was shot 18 years ago.
Oh really?
Unbelievable! 18 years ago, but shot in 2000 when I saw Tank was involved. John Ryan, Kung Fu team champion, Tony and Dave McMillan, Gary Steele, bless his heart. But a lovely fellow he is, Gary Steele. Anyway, Nick Halling came down to the gym one day in Sittingbourne because we moved from Folkestone to Ashford, then Ashford to Sittingbourne. And Nick Halling came down to Sittingbourne to give us all tryouts and to ask us if we wanted to do it. And then everyone got asked. And then Andre said to me, he says, did you get asked? I said, no, I never got asked to do anything. And Andre being Andre, so we went over to Nick Halling and spoke to Nick Halling. Nick Halling brought me over, or asked me, he says, we'd love you to do the TV, would you be able to do it? I says, thank you, very honoured, but I says, I don't think I'm ready to do TV.
Yeah.
I go, no, why not? I says, I don't think I'm ready, I don't want to let the side down, you know what I mean? I don't want to make it stink or anything like that. So he said, would you be happy doing warm-up matches? I says, yeah, I can do warm-up matches, not a problem. So before they started filming, I'd done 2 warm-up matches. Loved it. I went in as a heel, and at the time it was like that transition where the punters sort of loved the heels more, loved doing the dirty stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You think, okay, I can still do the dirty, sneaky stuff, and I'll be liked at the same time. This is cool. You know, so I could be a cheeky, lovable heel character, or cheeky, likable heel facey type character. You know what I mean? You know, so it's cool. So it worked for that side of the Muscles side of the character as well. You know. Excuse me. I got a wedgie. No, sorry. Excuse me. You'll get a wedgie too if you sit too long. Anyway, so one of the wrestlers got injured. Psycho Steve got injured, and he was scheduled to wrestle John Ryan. So they needed a replacement, and straight away they said me. I said, okay, yeah, I'm ready for this now, and I'm kicking myself because I wished I said yes. I would have done the TV.
Yeah.
But it was just that one match that needed it, and I think that one match did shine out for some reason. Everyone says to me, he says, oh, that was one of the best matches we saw. It was like, it's brilliant. I think, what do you mean one of the best matches? I only done one match. Takes up one. Don't take one match to say, oh, that's one of the best matches, surely, or like you're brilliant. You know what I mean? And John Ryan is so brilliant to work with as well. He's such a cool guy. But I'm not getting wrong. Like, you have fallouts and things like that. Me and John had a fallout, and I've met up with him quite recently. And then, like, as time gone on, you bury the hatchet, and like, you know what I mean. But John Ryan's cool, and he's so cool. He was so cool to work with. I remember when he started, and like, he was so eager to learn and so eager to be what he wanted to do, and blah blah. And he's just tenfold. He's done better than what I've done. You know what I mean? He's just put himself out there, and he's done absolutely brilliant for himself.
Yeah, I mean, watching it when I watched it the other day, I mean, you could tell the gimmick was over. The Muscles Mansfield gimmick. You were they gobbled you up. They loved you, and the eye poke and everything. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
So I mean, what in your 25-year career? What are the kind of proudest moments for you then?
Proudest moments, making it to 25 years.
Yeah, that's
one of the proudest moments. Yeah, I mean, I never won a championship until last year. I just didn't have the opportunity to win a championship, or to be given a championship belt, which I'm going to be defending on February 3rd at Falconwood,
and
UKPW against Maverick Mayhew.
The little chap.
Yeah. Again, lovely fella. So much to offer in such young age as well. I mean, he's got a great future ahead of him.
No, definitely.
Lovely fella.
Well, what to do is, because he's a young buck, so he'll be trying to run rings around you. Just grab him.
Yeah, just grab him.
When you've got him in a headlock, just tell him this is for Neil, and then just give him just do something nasty to him and just say it's from me on my behalf. I'll have
a few ideas.
So I mean, what are the main top tips? What all that experience? What are the main top tips you give to the trainees going through the ranks now, who are just starting out?
Enjoy it. Don't take it too seriously, but take it seriously enough. Have a backup of what you want to do. Obviously, the young talent want to reach the top, and they want to do what they need to do. They want to get to that high place, which is the WWE, which everybody wants to get to.
Yeah.
But always have a backup plan. Don't put your eggs in one basket into the wrestling business. I mean, if you're going to do it, if you're going to go into the wrestling business, you want to do it, you've got to do it full pelt, and you've got to make a lot of sacrifices. You may be working for nothing. You may be sleeping out in the cold. You may be sleeping in a van. You may be sleeping on someone's floor, just to get yourself about. But the money is your face, and that's what you need to get across. Is your face. For me, if I had the chance to do it, and I would have done it. Again, it's being in the right place at the right time as well. You've got to be in the right place at the right time and getting to know people. It's not necessarily what you know. It may be the case of who you know as well.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Other people may think, no, that's the wrong opinion or the wrong attitude to take, but that's how I've seen it, you know, in a lot of cases. But again, just knuckle down and just work hard and try and concentrate on what you're going to do and just enjoy yourself. And don't kiss arse. Never kiss arse. Because I've never done it and I won't do it. I'm just polite and I'll just do what I need to do. And if people want to book you, people will book you. People don't want to book you, don't take it to heart. There's other promotions out there as well.
That's solid advice. That's 25 years worth of advice right there. Well, I mean, there it is. So now, Adam, Muscles Mansfield, it's fan time. So these are going to be quick fire questions to get your answers as a wrestling fan.
Oh no.
Yeah, pressure now. Who is the one wrestler you look to help mould Muscles Mansfield?
Who is the one wrestler that looked to help mould Muscles Mansfield? Owen Hart.
Owen Hart? That's a different one. But I suppose no, I can see it now. I can see it. Okay, quick fire. Who's the best heel you suggest people study? Who's the best heel in the game? Who's got it all? Who's
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. We're going for the hat trick.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the best face you suggest people study? As in, who can get the crowd right behind them in an instant?
Oh God, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, yeah, for a friend, I like it. Hey, one match that you'd recommend everyone watch that has Wrestling Match 101, entertainment, drama, athleticism.
Oh.
Give every trainee that one match to
Bret
go
Hart,
watch.
British Bulldog, Wembley Stadium.
There it is. I like it. Very good. So I mean, Adam, what are some of your goals for 2018 now? So I mean, you've got this upcoming match coming up. Are you going for 30 years? I mean, how far are you looking to take this?
I'd like to go for 30. I mean, I'm 40 now. If I can go to as far as John Ritchie, he's 66 or 76 now. Is he, John Ritchie? I don't know. No, he's 56. But if I can get to 50, I'll be happy. But I doubt it. If I can get to 45, then yeah, I'll be happy with that.
Fair play.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't quit. I wouldn't come out of the wrestling business altogether. If I can't wrestle anymore, I won't wrestle. If I think I'm going to stink up the joint while I'm wrestling, then I won't do it. There's other avenues. I can referee.
Yeah.
I can go into refereeing side. I can still be involved with that. You know what I mean? But if I can't do that, I'll still carry on supporting British wrestling, because British wrestling is British wrestling, and we've always, like, when I started, that's what we wanted to try and do. That's what every one of us wanted to try and do. Like the Jody Fleisches, who I wrestled, one of his first matches with me, the Alex Shanes, the Dean Ayers, the Johnny Storms, all wanted to add that one goal. Justin Richards, Doug Williams, they wanted to get British wrestling to a high point. And a lot of the British talent that's now has seen, like, the likes of Doug Williams, Johnny Storm, Jody Fleisch, and they've looked up to them, and they're slowly coming up. So hopefully they have no, not hopefully. I think that generation when I started have done their job, or what they need to do is to get this British wrestling noticed again, because obviously the WWE is looking at the British wrestling. If it wasn't for that, maybe, of course, Andre that kicked off Hammerlock is where a lot of these stars have come from. It was Hammerlock. He's one of the biggest influences that has caused the British wrestling scene to come up to where it is today.
No, it's good. You're absolutely right as well. You're absolutely right. So, I mean, I love the fact as well that you're still not hanging up the boots just yet. You've still got
more than
enough
I'm still going to try and go. Yeah, more than enough years in me. I'm going to still try and keep it with the young lot.
As long as it's not Alan Lee Travis.
Watch out. No, well, no, don't worry. Alan Lee Travis will have his comeuppance one day. Watch.
That's it, yeah. Well, I mean, any parting words for people? Any shout-outs at all?
Shout-outs. Just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's given me chances. Justin being a long-time friend of mine, and always continues to support me. Just Aisha Raymond, Amazon. She's doing great stuff. Just keep up the good work, and I know she's going to do it, and she's going to be there. Jack Sexsmith, another one. Ryan Comerford. His character, what he's created, and what he's doing now, he's doing it absolutely brilliant. You know, just anyone, you know what I mean, who's out there, just carry on, have a good time with it. Again, don't take it too seriously, but take it serious enough, and always have a backup plan. You know what I mean? So but ultimately, just enjoy it. Enjoy the moment of it, because it is that moment that you don't get in your life. Is like enjoyment. To just enjoy it, because I've been told I have two sides to my life, which is me, Adam Mansfield, being a postman, blah blah, moody git, and there's Muscles Mansfield, who's a totally different kettle of fish. That, I mean, wow.
Yeah,
you want to see him a bit more. You know what I mean? And it's weird. It is a weird.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I've got in my family as well. I'm just Neil. I'm just a normal person. But then there's a whole other side to me. They can't even get their head round.
Exactly.
The fact they're wrestling. But yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's 25 years of advice, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us today and sharing all that knowledge and everything in your advice and your story, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you someday down the road, and I will go at whatever pace you want to set. So, guys and girls, that is it from me this week. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this. Thank you for following my journey, listening to the show. And guys and girls, I look forward to wrestling a match with you all soon, and I'll speak to you all next week.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for following my journey. It means a lot that you're all joining me along for the ride. And not only that, I'm hoping you're getting some inspiration out of this. This is what I'm doing it for, is to try to inspire people. I try to get more people into wrestling, try to get exposure for all these guests, all these great guests and future guests. And if you guys want to help, it would be much appreciated if you could go over to iTunes and leave this podcast a review, Wrestling with Success. And I want you to be as honest as possible. If you hate the show, if you hate my voice, if you want me to speak a little bit higher, if you want me to speak a little bit lower, then please let me know on the feedback. Any sort of review That's all I'm asking for, guys. It helps get the names out there for all the previous guests and the ones to come. Thank you again for listening. It means a lot. Much love.